please welcome from the Ukmarges Judo Club, Žygimantas Ramaška.
What a reception for the home fighter, Žygimantas Ramaška, up onto the stage in front of a larger-than-life projection of himself. 26 years of age, from Ukmarges, approximately 80 kilometers northwest of the capital, Vilnius, in Vilnius County. 8 MMA fights, winning 7, losing just 1. But he's been fighting in judo before switching to combat sambo since the age of around 6 or 7. And prior to taking up combat, he was actually a performer on the stage. And all of the attributes that have to be developed, including oratory, singing, dancing. So no use to performing in the public eye from a young age, but then switched to combat and was hooked. So he just having his equipment checked and petroleum jelly applied by the cutman over at the red corner. Incredibly active still in combat sambo. The 2021 World Championships in Tashkent in Uzbekistan. He was a silver medalist at 71 kilograms in combat sambo, winning 3, losing in the gold medal bout against Ruslan Gasankanov of Russia, and the 2017 European Championships grappling champion. So unsurprisingly, he prefers the ground game in mixed martial arts.
Way to the ring from Brazil, Carlos Oliveira.
His opponent is 10 years older than Ramaška, and that is Carlos Oliveira. 36 years of age, he'll be 37 in a couple of weeks, from the Let's Go Club. Fortaleza, Ceará, on the northeast Atlantic coast of Brazil. 19 MMA fights under his belt, winning 14, losing 4 and drawing 1. A black belt in jiu-jitsu and proficient in Muay Thai as well, where he has a black kwan. From a fighting family, including brothers and sons. So he establishing a fighting tradition which has been carried on by the next generation. No stranger to fighting overseas, in addition to fighting in his homeland as Brazil. Fought in Russia, trained in the United States. Often trains in Rio, in the same gym as the legendary Jose Aldo. So before he takes up residence in the blue corner, he just having petroleum jelly applied to aid those shots to slip off rather than grip and rip the skin. Final equipment check, and Carlos Oliveira up into the ring ahead of this second semi-final. He'll be hoping to make it an all-Brazilian affair, because in the final, his compatriot Gustavo Araki awaits after being declared a unanimous point decision victor in the first semi.
And gentlemen, first we go to the red corner with a professional record of 8 fights with 7 wins. He is a multiple-time combat sambo national champion, the former European grappling champion, and FIAS combat sambo world vice champion. He is quick, he is strong, he is the fighting pride of Lithuania. It's Žygimantas Ramaška. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, riding a 2-fight win streak, he is one of the most well-rounded fighters in the tournament. With excellent wrestling ability and knockout power, he's currently ranked in the top 10 of Brazilian MMA fighters. Representing Let's Go MMA, Carlos Oliveira. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to fight.
Fight one. Touch your gloves. Go back to the corners. Judge. 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 Time. Doctor, you ready? You ready? First round. Fight!
So we're underway then. The first of a guaranteed 2 5-minute round, a discretionary third round available. Both fighters operating out of the orthodox stance. And despite his proficiency in the ground game, Ramaška, the Lithuanian boxer, fighting out of the red corner, content to take it to his opponent, but he's picked off by a beautiful counter right hand by Oliveira, and then a forceful takedown where the headlock was applied as Ramaška's back hit the mat, and he's still got his opponent in that headlock. Oliveira trying to free himself from that vice-like grip. Ramaška now looking to demonstrate his prowess in the ground game. He's in the on-top position. Oliveira trying to fashion a leg guard. But it's Ramaška looking to force his advantage. And now that leg guard looking to choke out his opponent, striking him with right hands as well. Oliveira in a really compromised position here. Triangle lock applied with those powerful legs of Ramaška. Oliveira desperately trying to work his way free. But Ramaška clinging on. And this a really disadvantageous position for Oliveira. Keep a close eye on him. Will he tap out? Ramaška showing his prowess in the ground game, now bringing hammer fists into play, striking them down onto the top of the unprotected head of Oliveira. But Ramaška exerting an awful lot of energy to continue to apply this lock with his legs. Oliveira finally works his way free. Does he have the energy to take advantage of being on top? So approaching the halfway stage of the opening round. Ramaška, as is his wont, has demonstrated his prowess in the ground game. He's currently in the bottom position as Oliveira looks to fashion an advantage. Ramaška looking for a leg lock once again. Now he turns the tables, and it's Oliveira applying a leg guard to the left arm of his Lithuanian opponent. Indeed, it's a fully fledged leg lock. Looking to choke out Ramaška. Ramaška having the tables turned on him as he applied this move in the first half of this opening 5-minute round.
Action. Action.
See the referee reminding the fighters that they are to implement action while in the ground game, because there'll be a maximum of 30 seconds permitted before the fighters are instructed to return to the stand-up position. Leg still being applied by Oliveira. Ramaška desperately trying to free himself and bring his own lower body into play. Of course, with that forceful leg lock still intact, this a position that could well lead to victory. And now from the on-top position, terrific leverage being brought into these right-hand strikes to the body from Oliveira.
Stop! Stand
Defensive
up.
leg guard applied by Ramaška, but Oliveira maintaining his on-top position. Referee brings both fighters back to their feet, and the stand-up action resumes. Less than a minute to go in this opening round. Straight punches exchanged between the fighters. Overhand right missed by some distance, and there's blood on what would be the hairline. So on the fade of Ramaška on the right-hand side, looked to bring his right knee into play. Oliveira almost claimed it and looked to perform a takedown. So Ramaška breathing through a mouth that's open, perhaps feeling the pace, looking to bring his left hand into play as Oliveira Left, right is off the mark from Ramaška. Hard right hand driven into the body from Oliveira, countered by a right hand upstairs from Ramaška. Lead left hand just caused Ramaška to wilt after it was landed in rather languid fashion by Oliveira. What an opening 5 minutes, my goodness. So both fighters returning to their corners to receive rehydration and indeed instruction after that first 5 minutes. We take a look at some of the highlights from the first round. So Žygimantas Ramaška, the home fighter, against the man from the northeast coast of Brazil. Action started in a stand-up posture, but then the combat sambo expert, Ramaška, took his man to the mat, playing a forceful headlock which he maintained for some time before then he turned it into a leg lock, which was then reciprocated by Oliveira. The majority of that first 5 minute frame fought on the mat, but it ended the ground game with Oliveira on top and driving in body shots with his free right hand.
Second round. Time. Fight!
So into the second round we go. Ramaška openly conceded during his conversation with me yesterday that he actually prefers fighting on the road, as he's looking for strikes with that right hand, but he's countered, but a right hand from Ramaška sends Oliveira to the mat, and now working away with heel strikes and forceful shots from above is Žygimantas Ramaška, and the man who doesn't relish fighting at home has risen to the occasion magnificently, uncoiling a beautiful right hand which sent Carlos Oliveira to the floor. And once the Brazilian found himself in that disadvantageous position, while Žygimantas Ramaška took full advantage, and he was relentless. Leg strikes with his man prone on the canvas, and ultimately the referee had seen enough and curtailed the contest inside the distance. Žygimantas Ramaška, a terrific performance to stop Carlos Oliveira inside the distance, and he progressed us through to the Grand Prix Mixed Martial Arts Final at 66 kilograms, where he will face off against Oliveira's compatriot Gustavo Araki. What a contest that promises to be, because it's the stand-up game and leg strikes of Gustavo Araki against the grappling prowess and proficiency in combat sambo on the mat of Žygimantas Ramaška. Assuming he's okay to progress through to the final and compete, it will be Brazil against Lithuania.
Ladies and gentlemen, that thrilling contest comes to an end at just 25 seconds of round number 2, declaring your winner by knockout, Žygimantas Ramaška! And show your appreciation.
So Žygimantas Ramaška, a popular victor here in front of his home fans at the Žalgirio Arena in Kaunas, producing a second round knockout just 25 seconds in to the second frame. Warm embrace from the Blade Fights president, Romaldas Klimavicius, and he goes through to the final. Carlos Oliveira cut above that right optic, but it was a right hand that sent him to the floor. And Žygimantas Ramaška did not give him an opportunity to recover. Hamon Wesley, Oliveira's interpreter, part of his training team up in that blue corner. Respect among all of the combatants in mixed martial arts, of course. Oliveira competed valiantly, but stopped in the second round of an action-packed affair. Let's head up to center ring and hear from Žygimantas Ramaška with Aiden Power.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Žygimantas. Congratulations, a stunning performance, a stunning knockout. I know you like to fight on the road, but here you are at home tonight, and you win in such spectacular fashion. How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel good. I just short notice, less show, more fighting. Like, mažiau pasirodymo, daugiau darbo.
So, Ziggy, you have a trophy in your hand, but there's another one at stake tonight, and that is the Tournament Grand Prix trophy. How do you feel about facing Gustavo Irac in the final in a little while?
I just warm up, so it's okay. Now I feel good. My heart is like a little bit started to work, and I'm just beginning.
Well, we look forward to seeing you back inside the ring shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Žygimantas Ramaškas. Here's the highlights.
So Žygimantas Ramaška saying that he's only just warming up. He's got plenty of energy and ambition left for the final. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. Terrifically competitive affair in the first 5 rounds. Started in the stand-up posture. Then Ramaška took his opponent to the floor. First of all, with a headlock applied with the arms before he switched it to a leg lock, where Oliveira spent a large portion of the round, but then it was Oliveira who turned the tables, applying a leg lock of his own in the final portion of round number 1. And we got into the second round, and it was a right hand, a left hand out of that stand-up posture, which sent Oliveira to the floor. And then Ramaška, accurate with his leg strikes, that final heel strike followed by right hand, forcing the intervention of the referee. Terrific counter left hand out of the orthodox stance during a trade-off. And the referee intervening to save Oliveira from further punishment. That heel strike came down with tremendous force in the final right hand, causing Oliveira to adopt a defensive posture. Actually, a left-right combination that sent Oliveira down to the floor. So, the man who doesn't particularly enjoy fighting on home soil, Žygimantas Ramaška, will perform again in front of his adoring home fans. He goes through to the Grand Prix final.